बोलो श्री गणेश भगवान की जय, श्री गणपति महादेव की जय. Sit down, everybody. Will you please stand as we put hands together in welcoming on this very auspicious time of Ganesh Chaturthi, welcome Ganesh Bhagwan, representing that energy of wisdom, that energy of inner strength, spiritual strength. Ganesh Bhagwan represents courage and sacrifice and wisdom. And when you have courage and sacrifice and wisdom, you are assured of success in your undertakings. As we begin prayers, in welcoming, in consecration of the Murti, as that we all put our hands together, close our eyes, as we recite mantras in consecration. Hari Om Sriya Pavitra Pavitra Va Sarvashtanga Dokva Yashmareti Pundarikam Om Sabhyantara Suchi Namah. Hari Om Prithavi Tvaya Vitaloka Devi Tam Vishnuarata Vanchadharaya Mangevi Pavitram Kuruchasnam Sri Ganeshaya Namah Sri Saraswati Namah Sriman Mahaganadipatye Namah Sri Lakshmi Narayana Bhyam Namah Uma Maheshwaraya Bhyam Namah Vavani Hiranyagaro Bhyam Namah Sachi Kuranga Bhyam Namah Matri Pitri Charan Kamle Bhyam Namah Ishtadevta Bhyam Namah Kuldevta Bhyam Namah Sri Rama Devta Bhyam Namah Sri Asthan Devta Bhyam Namah Sri Vasudevta Bhyam Namah Suryo Bhyo Devi Bhyo Namah Om Sarvebhyo Brahmane Bhyo Namah Om कर्म प्रधान देवेभ्यो नमः. ओम संकर्षेकदंतस्य कपिलोजकर्णकालंबोदरस्य विग्रहो विघ्ननाशो विनायक धूम्रकेतु गणवृक्षे भालचंद्रगजाननं द्वादशे तन्नामानि पठयस्सन्नुयारपि विद्यारम्भे विवेशे च प्रवेशे निर्गमे तथा संग्रामे सततश्चैवे विघ्नस्तस्नुजायते. ओम शुक्लांबरधरं देवं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं कृष्णवदनं ध्यायते सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये. ओम ध्याव शांतिरंधरिक्षकम शांति पृथ्वी शांति राप शांति औषधे शांति वनस्पति शांति ब्रह्म शांति स्वर्गम शांति शांति देवा शांति श्यामा शांति रेति शुभ शांति कल्याण मंगल भवतु नमः. एक बार बोलो श्री गणेश भगवान की जय. प्लीज टेक योर सीट्स until I सर्वमंगल भवतु गोविंदाय सर्वमंगल भवतु गोविंदाय दामोदर सुखतो विघ्ननाशो विनायक धूमकेतु गुणाधिक्य भावचंद्रप्रधानः वानशे चन्यनामानि पठयस्तनुयारपि विद्यारम्भे विवेशे च प्रवेशे. ओम गोविंदाय कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय नमो कुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः. यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतस्तमोऽन्त दिव्यस्तवेद सायं परब्रह्मोपनिषदे ज्ञानावश्यक
Workshop the Oswald.
Young Brahma Vedanta Vijogaranti. Young Brahma Vedanta Vijogaranti. Om Sri Khanda Chalanam Divyam Bhugas Sri Khanda Chalanam Divyam Gandhatam Gandhotamam Divekanam Sursa Sweshtekam Namam Om Namah
Oh, Jagroo sa Punjab zone.
Gananam Tva Ganapati Om Havamahe Priyanam Tva Ganapati Om Havamahe Om Nidinam Tva Nidipati Om Havamahe Om Namo Sri Ganesh Samyuktam Sri Surya Saubhagyadayini Sarvarankaranatnami Sarvyadhi Mala Sarvyadhi Vinashanam Sadhari Om
Not sure. Что-то рефьюзов.
Om Sri Videography Sankasam Tapamrikshoon Samedham Om Tatsathari Om Namo Paramatmane Namaskritaya Govindaya Namo Namo Yaktipadamam Vande Paramananda Madhavam Om Nidinam Tva Nidipati Om Havamahe Vaso Mamahamajanī Karvadātmāmajási Karvam Om Sampashekadantashya Kapiloja Karnakalamburarasya Vikito Vignanasho Vinayaka Dhumraketu Ganavrikshe Bhalachan Yogajananam Dvarashetanya Namani Pateshandu Yadapi Vidyarambha Viveshitya Praveshe Nirgamitata Sangrame Sankataschaire Vignasastan Vijayate Shuklamardharam Devam Shishibharnam Chitubhujam Prashnavadanam Dhyayate Sarva Vigno Prashante Om Shuklamardharam Devam Shishibharnam Chitubhujam Prashnavadanam Dhyayate Sarva Vigno Prashante Om Abhipi Sirta Siddharthi Pujiteya Surasave Sarva Vigna Hare Tasmai Ganadpate Namah Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirviganam Kurume Deva Sarva Karyeshi Sarvada Om Raksha Raksha Ganadaksha Raksha Trailokya Rakshaka Bhaktanam Abhiyam Karta Trata Bhavarta Om Swastina Indrobhidasva Swastina Purha Vishabhira Swastina Stavcha Rishtademi Swastina Brihaspati Dhatu Harihi Om Paya Pradhavyam Paya Shudhishu Payadevedya Pedha Paishwati Sri Vishnu Ratma Sri Vishnu Saptesho Vishnu Sura Sri Vishnu Guru Sri Agin Devta Bhagavad Devta Surya Devta Chandra Devta Rik Devta Murtu Devta Brihaspati Devta Indra Devta Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha नंद गोपक कुमाराय गुरु गोविंदाय भ्यो नमो नमः। ओम श्री विष्णु श्रीमद् भगवतो विष्णुराज्ञा प्रवर्तमानस्य निर्विचित्रार्चिष्वे भारतवर्षे वैवस्वतरे अष्टविंशतमे कलिगे कल्पतम चरणे श्रीराजेशे कविता नगरते क्रमे मम नाम यजमान सही। ओम श्री गणेश भगवान पूजन मूर्ति स्थापनम प्राण प्रतिष्ठा मंत्र गौरी पूजन भूमि माता पूजन कलश वरु देवताय पूजन नवग्रह पूजन ओम हवन आदि अहम करिष्ये नमः। ओम नमो श्री सर्वमंगल मांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणे नमोस्तुते। ओम नमो नमो परमात्मने नमः श्री कृष्णाय गोविंदाय भ्यो नमो नमः। नमो परमात्मने नमः। हे राम पुरुषोत्तमं नरहरे नारायणं केशवा गोविंदा करकुचाकुने हे दामोदर रामाधव। नारायणं केशवा गोविंदा करकुचाकुने हे दामोदर रामाधव। कृष्ण कमलापते सीतापते श्रीपते वैकुंठाधिपते चराचरपते लक्ष्मीपते पाहि मां सत्सत्यै ओम नमः। यं ब्रह्मा वेदांत विदो वदन्ति परं प्रणानं पुरुषार्थने विशुद्धते कारण ईश्वराय तस्मै नमो विघ्न विनाशनाय। ओम गणनं त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे निधिनं त्वा निधिपतिं हवामहे वसुमं आहमन्। ओम गजाननं भूतगणाधिसेवितं मनो महादयो ओम उग्नपादनुजय कुंभ निकृत विष्णुनामस्य ओम नमो श्री गम गणपति सिद्धिविनायक गणेशाय नमः ओम नमो श्री गम गणपति सिद्धिविनायक गणेशाय नमः ओम सर्वे समुद्र सरस्वती नमः जवाजवदानः ओम नमो श्री यम ब्रह्म वेदांत विदोपरण्य ब्रह्मणानं शांततने पुरुष शुक्र शनि राहु केतु सर्वे ग्रह शांति कवचो श्री सुधा नवग्रह देवताय नमः ओम नमो श्री गजाननं भूतगणाधिसेवितं कपितजं फलसारभक्षणं मास्त्रं शोकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादकं वेदं नमो परमात्मने नमः श्री कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय नंदगोपकुमाराय गणनं त्वा गणपति गणेशाय नमः सिद्धिविनायक श्री गणेशाय नमः ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः श्री व्यास Silence like that. देवता विसर्जनम यान्तु देवगणाः सर्वे पूजामायाम्यहं नमो परमात्मने नमः श्री कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः ओम नमो श्री नारायणाय नमो परमात्मने नमः भद्रं करोतु विष्णुर्यं देवा भद्रं पश्यामाक्षि ओम शून्यां देवा भद्रं पश्येमाक्षिर्भिर्यजता ओम गणनं त्वा गणपति नमामहे। एक बार बोलो श्री गणेश भगवान की जय। आचमन्यं गंगे निर्मलं जलं पूयमाचमन्यं आचमन्यं समर्पयामि कृतज्ञे ओम नमः हे राम पुरुषोत्तमं नरहरे नारायणं केशवा ya bapak ambil ko amang sama ko ni dia oi ko dia oh
still working for you.
स्वच्छधाराय मांग देवी पवित्रम पुरुषासनम ओम भूरसी भूरसी धीरसी विश्वस्य विश्वदेवाय धरती माताय कुंडली माताय नमो नमः। ओम हिरण्य गर्भ समवर्तिताय ओम पृथ्वी प्रयाता लोकाले विनामिका गजानन स्वामी की जय।
Come nothing.
Utsav. Vet du?
श्री गणेशाय नमः। श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। श्री गुरुचरण कमलभ्यो नमः। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश। पाहि 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 गजानना पार्वती नंद गजानना। पाहि 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 गजानना पार्वती नंद गजानना। गजानना 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 पाहि 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 गजानना पार्वती नंद गजानना। पाहि 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 गजानना पार्वती नंद गजानना। एक धनता गजानना एक धनता गजानना अनेक दलता विज्ञानना अनेक दलता विज्ञानना। पाहि 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 गजानना पार्वती नंद गजानना। लंबोदर गजानना लंबोदर गजानना लंबोदर गजानना लंबोदर गजानना। पाहि 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 गजानना पार्वती नंद गजानना पाहि पाहि गजानना पार्वती नंद गजानना सूर्यनेत्र गजानना सूर्यनेत्र गजानना अनंत करना विचरना अनंत करना विचरना पाहि 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 गजानना पार्वती नंद गजानना पाहि 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 गजानना पार्वती नंद गजानना 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 पाहि 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 गजानना पार्वती नंद गजानना पाहि 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 गजानना पार्वती नंद 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 गजानना या देवी सर्वभूतेषु सरस्वती रूपेण संस्कृता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः जय 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 श्री सारस्वती माता जय 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 श्री सारस्वती माता बता कर पार करा। रामायण की अनुपम करनी बता कर पार करा। जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता। जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता। जय 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 सिया राम राधिका माँ। जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता। जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता। जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता। Sitaram everyone. Just a little announcement. Those of you who wish to come forward and make offerings, feel free to do so at this point in time. Anyone willing to offer, bring your offerings, are free to do so at this point. गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा। गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो। 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 जन्म जन्म की पूजी पाई। जन्म जन्म की जन्म जन्म की पूजी पाई। जन्म जन्म की पूजी पाई। जग ने सब पायो। पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो। पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो। करतन कूते चोरन लूटे। करतन कूते करतन कूते चोरन लूटे। करतन कूते चोरन लूटे। दिन दिन हर दसवायो। पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो। पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो। सच की नाम सतगुरु अजकी नाम केवट सतगुरु अजकी नाम केवट सतगुरु अजकी नाम केवट सतगुरु भव सागर अपनायो पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो मीरा के प्रभु मीरा के प्रभु गिरधर आ गए 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 गिरधर आ गए गिरधर आ गए गिरधर आ गए मीरा के प्रभु गिरधर आ गए मीरा के प्रभु गिरधर आ गए मीरा के प्रभु गिरधर आ गए हर्ष हर्ष जगायो पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो पायो जी मैंने पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो 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 पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो
एक बार बोलो श्री गणेश भगवान की जय श्री उमापति महादेव की जय Sitaram everybody. Nice to be here after so many years, 40 years perhaps, to be amongst you once again. Every evening Pandit Guy will be here from evening 5 o'clock, 5:30. So all who want to Charhawe could prepare and come like 5, 5:30, and then whoever would be reading, or tomorrow I'm reading again here tomorrow night, and next week, Friday 13th, 14th, and then the 15th we go Manzanilla. As we are about to begin this evening, my dear devotees, I'd ask that we all please stand for Arati, and I'd ask the group to give us a bhajan that is appropriate for Ganesh Arati. Om Samukha Asyaika Dantasyaika Pilogaja Karnaka Lambodarasya Vikato Vigna Nasho Vinayaka Dhumraketu Ganar Rikshe Bhala Chandra Gajananang द्वादशेतन नामानि पतेस्तन्दुयादपि विद्यारम्भे विवेशे च प्रवेशे निर्गमे तथा संग्रामे संकटश्चैवे विघ्नस्तस्य न जायते शुक्लाम्बरधरं देवं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं कृष्णवर्णं ध्यायते सर्वविघ्नोपशान्ते। विश्वोद्यते कारण ईश्वराय तस्मै नमो विघ्न विनाशनाय ओम श्रीमन्महागणाधिपतये नमः। ओम गजाननं भूतगणाधिसेवितं कपितजम्बूफलसारभक्षणं उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम्। ओम गं गणपतिसिद्धिविनायक ओम सर्वस्थूलतनुगजेन्द्रवरनं लम्बोदरं सुन्दरम् ओम प्रसन्नमन्दगन्धलक्ष्यमुखात् ओम नमो श्री गणाधिपतये नमः।
गणपति देवा गणपति देवा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाति पार्वती पिता महादेवा। गणपति देवा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाति पार्वती पिता महादेवा। गणपति देवा एक दंत दयावत चार भुजधारे एक दंत दयावत चार भुजधारे माथे पे सिंह सोए मुस्की सवारे। दुखियों को दुख हरत परमानंद देवा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाति पार्वती पिता महादेवा। गणपति देवा गणपति देवा अंधन को आँख देते कोरिलन को काया बाजों को पुत्र देते निर्धन को माया। अंधन को आँख देते कोरिलन को काया अंधन को आँख देते कोरिलन को काया। बाजन को पुत्र दे निर्धन को माया बाजन को पुत्र दे निर्धन को माया। भाव से पार करो नाना भजन करो तेरा माता जाति पार्वती पिता महादेवा। गणपति देवा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाति पार्वती पिता महादेवा। गणपति देवा जो तेरे ज्ञान धर ज्ञान मिले उसको जो तुझे जान धर ज्ञान मिले उसको तो तुझे और बल जाऊं मैं किसको। जो तेरे ज्ञान धर ज्ञान मिले उसको तो तुझे और भल जाऊं मैं किसको। हे देवक पत्थरो कष्टहरो मेरा माता जाति पार्वती पिता महादेवा। गणपति देवा जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाति पार्वती पिता महादेवा। गणपति देवा जय गणेश देवा माता जाति पार्वती पिता महादेवा। गम गणपतये नमो नमः सिद्धिविनायक नमो नमः अष्टविनायक नमो नमः गणपति बाप्पा मोरया गम गणपतये नमो नमः सिद्धिविनायक नमो नमः अष्टविनायक नमो नमः गणपति बाप्पा मोरया ओम गम गणपतये नमो नमः सिद्धिविनायक नमो नमः अष्टविनायक नमो नमः गणपति बाप्पा मोरया गम गणपतये नमो नमः सिद्धिविनायक नमो नमः अष्टविनायक नमो नमः गणपति बाप्पा मोरया मंगल मूर्ति मोरया गणपति बाप्पा मोरया मंगल मूर्ति मोरया गणपति बाप्पा मोरया मंगल मूर्ति मोरया गम गणपते गम गणपते गम गणपते नमः 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 गम गणपते नमः गम गणपते नमः गम गणपते गम गणपते 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 गम गणपते नमः गम गणपते नमः ओम गम गणपते नमः ओम गम गणपते नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात् तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात् एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात् तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात् वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात् तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात् मोरया रे बाप्पा मोरया रे 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 बाप्पा मोरया रे बाप्पा मोरया रे 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 मोरया रे बाप्पा मोरया रे
गणेश भगवान की जय श्री उमापति महादेव की जय As we remain standing, my dear devotees, let us do pratna devotions. Let us join our hands together in total surrender. Try to clear your mind of all the distractions of life. Focus on this very beautiful setting that is conducive to your own spiritual connection. As I chant the mantras, invocation mantras, pray. Prayer and praying is talking to God. And that is a very privileged exercise, a very privileged position as a human being. Today in the world where everybody is busy, have no time for God, let us focus. We have this very beautiful setting. The Murti has been consecrated and installed. And today we invite the blessings of Ganesh Baba to bless you. Ganesh Bhagwan is called Vignaharan. the remover of all the barriers and obstacles and hindrances and challenges of life. Let us pray. Hari Om Sri Gam Ganapati Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Pranama Shirasa Devam Gauri Putra Vinayakam Bhaktavasam Swami Nityam Kamartyastajate Namaha. Om Prathamam Vakratundam Cha Ekadantam Dutiyakam Trityam Krishna Pingaksham Gajavaktram Chatustakam. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Lambodaram Panchamam Cha Satam Vakratameva Cha Saptamam Vigna Rajendram Dhrumavarnantu Shashtatam Navam Bhalachandram Cha Dashanam Tu Vinayakam Ekadasham Ganapitam Dwadashetu Gajananam Dwadashetanya Namani Visandhyaya Patenara Nacha Vigna Tasmai Sarvasiddhyati Param Vidyarthi Labhate Vidya Dhanarthi Labhate Dhanam Putrarthi Labhate Putram Moksharthi Labhate Gatim. Om Japeda Ganapati Stotram Shadabhir Visay Phalam Labhet Sanvatsarena Siddhicha Labhate Trasa Shambhave. Om Gam Ganapati Ganeshaya Namah. Om Gam Ganapati Ganeshaya Namah. Om Gam Ganapati Siddhivanakrage. Om Ashtabhyo Brahmanebhyascha Likhetvaya Sampurnate Tasmai Vidya Bhavet Sarve Ganeshasya Prasadati. Om Sriman Mahaganadipatiye Namah. Om Gam Ganapati Gajananang Bhuta Ganadhi Sevitam Kapita Jambhu Phalasara Bhakshanam Umasutam Shoka Vinashakarakam Namami Vigneshwara Pada Pankajam. Om Sriman Mahaganadipatiye Namah. बार बोलो श्री गणेश भगवान की जय. बार बोलो श्री गणेश भगवान की जय. एक बार बोलो श्री गणेश भगवान की जय. Thank you very much. Please take your seats. My dear friends, tonight I will not be reading from any text. Being the first night, I'll just spend a little time in explaining certain rites and rituals that are performed in the procedure that is called a puja. What is a puja? From small, we are accustomed going puja. We come to the temple in puja, and puja at our homes, and puja in the community. What is a puja? A puja, my dear friends, is a process of using articles to create that connection, that divine connection. One of the prerequisites of a puja is called fasting. Fasting is a prerequisite because it is a cleansing process of cleansing the inner self. Because by your dietary exercises, by your dietary practices, the foods that you eat create the cells, including the brain cells, and that cell system has to be cleansed. Scripturally, it is prescribed that 21 days is the minimum requirement of performing a puja. You know, I remember many years ago, a young man came to me. It was common entrance time, and his mom brought him forcefully to do Saraswati Puja because he wanted to do well in his common entrance exam. And he came home by me and he did that puja. and he was very successful in his common entrance. And he went to Sangrandi Junior Sec. And when the 14 plus exam time came, he reminded his mom that, "Ma, let me go by Baba and set the puja date because 14 plus coming up." And again he did the puja, and he did very well. But when he came to set the first puja date, I gave him the date and all that, and we were just chatting. And in that conversation I was having with him, I reminded him that he have to fast. He said, "Oh God, Baba, I can't make that, you know." He said, "Baba, I am addicted to KFC." So I said, "All right, well, we'll cancel the puja." He said, No, wait. So he go home on the fridge and he mark off the minimum 21 days that he have to fast. He said with his own mouth that he is addicted to KFC. Can't do without it. When he started going to Northeastern College, he started hanging out with some friends who are very much involved in the temple. And when they bring the food lunchtime now, he can't share with them because the food that he brought to school, they will not partake of it. So bit by bit he started that transformation. He going to the temple more and more often. And after a short while, one day the mother called me. He said, "Baba, what you do with my son?" I said, "What I do with him?" He said, "Baba, I prepare Sunday lunch and set the table and everything." He come to the table, look at the table and say, "Mommy, ain't nothing there, you know. Prepare, chip up some tomatoes and I would eat tomatoes and whatever." He is total vegetarian now. So whenever I see him, he's a medical doctor now actually. I say, "I thought you were addicted to KFC." But he said, "Baba, that was then and now is now. I know better." So that process of evolution, that process of development, you cannot fight it. You have to do it as a gradual process. Binu satsanga vivekana hoi, Rama kripa binu sulabana soi. Through the company he started keeping, brought along that transformation of bringing him closer to God and closer to godly activities and less of the other side. And today he is very, very, very active in his community, in his mandir. And whenever I see him, I always say, "Boy, I thought you're addicted." He said, "Baba, that was then." So my dear friends, to start your puja, the fasting is a critical, important procedure of cleansing, because the dead in Sanatan Dharam is considered contaminant, and you cannot use contaminated diets and expect to be purified. Why fasting, my dear friends, is while fasting you are preparing the mind, you are cleansing the mind, so that when your puja date comes, your mental capacity and your mental attitude will be purified. Because by the foods you eat, it creates the mental condition. And if you eat agitated food, then the mind will always be agitated, ignorant, and because the food that is prepared through violence, the killing of the animals, the violence that are attributed to the killing and slaughter of animals, that anger, that negative energy is absorbed by the food, and when you eat that food, you absorb also you see, that, my dear friends, is a very scientific, very, very, very scientific process, explanation, cause and reason. And so the fasting is an integral and important prerequisite of puja. On the day of your puja, it is prescribed that you rise early, take your bath, and start preparing for puja. Very often, my dear friends, and I find that is not really 100%, people have puja, and they will sit at home, and they say, "Oh, look, $10, go and bring some flowers. $5, go and cut the bamboo. $20, go and make the prasad, and you sit down relaxing. No, 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 no. Puja is a sacrifice. You know what joy it is that you take your little teriyah, or your little basket, or your little bag, and you go and you pick your flowers for yourself. You go and leap the bedi for yourself. You go and turn your pot and make your prasad for yourself. But fortunately, I can't cook, so I know not about prasad. You make your prasad. It brings a certain level of joy, and all that is part of the process of puja. Not only sit down by the bedi and charhawe all the things that somebody else has prepared. When you do these things, my dear friends, you derive the benefit. Because the puja is not the actual duration of the offerings that are made, but the preparation and the pre-puja activities all constitute what your puja is. I had to go do puja one day in Kaigwal, way down by the beach. And 6 o'clock in the morning, the guy called me, Baba, today is my puja. I said, right. And I didn't have a car. Something went wrong with my car, and I had to get my brother-in-law to bring me. And the road was very, very bad. And I going up there, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, and almost reaching to the house, he is pulling a bamboo patch with about 12 bamboo with the janki, everything. Occupy the whole road coming. When we reach and park up by the house, he looking for a saw to cut a piece of board to make a bedi, 9 o'clock in the morning. When the prasad come, you go hold the prasad, you use 2 pounds of sugar to 1 pound of flour. It was like Harley stretching. But poor soul, he was trying, right? Try as he may, he was doing the best that he could, and he knew. But puja preparation, when that time comes for your puja, you have to move swift. Well, I get old now, I can't move as pretty near 80 years now. So when that puja time, you have to activate yourself and get action. You're not doing it forcefully, you're doing it out of love, out of care, out of devotion. When the Baba reached by your house, everything must be done and prepared and ready and waiting. Not sometimes when the Baba reached, then you start pick up speed. Get the flowers, boy, get the lota water, get this, get that. Try and get everything organized. You see, puja is a state of mind. And when you are mentally settled, you could sit down, focus your puja. But if your blood pressure racing because you were hustling and hustling and hustling, and the Baba reached, and half of the things that you're supposed to put in place and put in place, then you become mentally ruffled, you become disturbed, you become uncomfortable, and then you cannot perform your puja. When you are invited to a puja, most people tend to gravitate towards the back. You know why? They could talk about baigan and aloo and tomatoes and pumpkin. But when you are invited to a puja, that bedi is the ground zero energy. That is where the energy, with the Baba sitting there and reciting the mantras. You see, the sound of mantras carry with it certain energies. For instance, if you take a plate of food and you look at that plate of food, you cannot see the energy. But you know when you eat the food, you get that energy. The same way, when the puja is in progress and the Baba is chanting the mantras. Since I started here this evening, I've been reciting mantras. All these mantras carry with it certain energy. And just like food, energy is absorbed by the body. This mantra energy is absorbed by the soul. You cannot see the energy of the food. You cannot see the energy of the mantras. But when the mantras are chanted officially, then the soul is activated, and once you are paying attention and focused and devoted, then that soul absorbs the energy of the mantra. On the morning of your puja, it is prescribed that you go to your jhandi and offer a lota of water with a red flowers. Lota. Critically important. My dear devotees, if I explain to you the science behind that, it is mind-boggling. The lota is either brass or copper. And brass or copper are the two main metals that attract energy. We are living in a plane of electromagnetic energy. Look at how advanced Hinduism is. We are living in that plane of electromagnetic energy. We have just taken a bath. You go barefooted. I repeat, you go barefooted by your jhandi, never with shoes or slippers by your jhandi. You're standing on the earth, on the ground, barefooted, and you hold that lota in your hand, and you hold it over your head, and you offer that water on the rising sun. That sun's energy is magnified, amplified through the water and taking you on your chest, on your eyes, your whole body. It creates something called a spectrum. And that offering of the water, the brass attracts that electromagnetic. This is a long kata, I'm just trying to give you it in a nutshell. That electromagnetic energy is absorbed, attracted by the brass or the copper, absorbed through the wet hands, and the negative energies are grounded off by your barefooted standing on the ground. Nothing travels in void space. Everything travels through that electromagnetic grid. All the radio signal, TV signal, the beep beep when you do the car signal, all these signals, the cell phone signals, it doesn't travel in a void space, it travels through that electromagnetic grid. And the body absorbs that energy, and that is what causes tremendous health benefits. Talking about Surya Narayan, the sun. Anytime you want to be powerful, you want to be healthy, you want to be happy, you want to be positive, you want to be wealthy and healthy, get up before sunrise. Follow the lifestyles of all the successful people in life. I am 80 years old. I don't have to get up. I could get up 10 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, I just get up. Sometimes 4 o'clock in the morning, outside in the yard. The animal teaches that. If you look at the animal, they will get up in the morning and they spread their wing and absorb that energy. On the other hand, if you want to be lazy, and you want to be poor, and you want to be sickly, and you want to be stupid, get up after 9 o'clock in the morning. Guaranteed. You'll never be successful. You'll always be lacking. You could do your own little experiment. Get up 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, bathe, offer your jal, and record the energy level mentally and physically. And you'll see how much energy you have. You do all the work and you're still looking around for what to do again. And the next day you get up 9, 10 o'clock and see how sluggish and how lifeless, kagu, you operate. You could record that also and compare the results of both the early morning rise and the late morning rise. You see, all these are scientific evidence and scientific advice and guidance to you as a human being to help you to be successful. And once you follow those principles, your life you'll be healthy, you'll be happy, you'll be energized. That sun energy, that early morning sun energy That is the greatest medicine that you could get in your life. They have no other medicine that is more powerful to heal than that early morning sunrise. The other thing I want to talk about, my dear friends, is your dietary practices. Hinduism prescribes that you be vegetarian. Now the world, even the World Health Organization have recently admitted that the eating of meat is unfit for human consumption. The World Health Organization. All the time they've been saying, well, you have to eat meat to get protein and you have to eat to this, that. They have now realized what Hinduism have been practicing for 15,000, 20,000 years. That when you eat meat, spiritually, your DNA becomes destroyed. Because the animal DNA, now this is science again, the animal DNA is absorbed by your DNA and it confuses your DNA. You don't know if you're a human or a chicken. You don't know if you're a goat or a human. And then you start behaving like the chicken and the goat and the pig and whoever else. Because your DNA now adopt the pattern and the qualities and the habits of the pig and the goat and the cow and the sheep and whoever and whatever else. Your DNA becomes distracted. The dead is unclean, my dear friends, and the human body is not engineered to be a cemetery for animal carcass. So that in itself is a health advice. Whatever, you see, some would argue and say, well, you must have protein, but that is all a fallacy, that is all mind over matter. Because where does the creature, where does the animal get their protein? So you are eating the animal to get protein, the animal eats the plant to get protein, you are eating second-hand protein. It is brainwashed to say that you have to eat animals to get protein. Lentils, split peas, red beans, black eye, bodi. There's so many healthy alternatives that gives you more, plenty more. You do your research and you would find plenty more protein than you can derive from animal. But you see, it comes like the coconut oil. Some businessman wanted to sell his corn oil and canola oil and soybean oil, and they bad talk the coconut oil and say that coconut oil is sickness and that ain't good at all. Now the world is realizing how powerful and how beneficial the coconut oil is. So it's brainwashed propaganda saying that, you know, that is not good. And the brainwash again saying, well, you have to eat to get protein. That is not true, my dear friends. Living testimony. Vegetarian all my life, and I'm still at it. So the eating, my dear friends, it disturbs the mind. Eating the wrong types of food, because foods are categorized in 3 different aspects: Rajasic, Tamasic. And when you eat the right type of food, your mental frame of mind is positive. When you eat the wrong type of food, you become aggressive, ignorant, violent, because you are eating violent food that are prepared by violent means and aggressive means, and that violence is absorbed in your system. So your puja requirement is that you keep fast for minimum 21 days prescribed. When the Baba reaches by your house, you perform puja. What is puja, my dear friends? Puja is where it's called Shodas Upchar. 16 offerings are made. And the 16 offerings that are made are 16 things that are important and relevant in our life. Food and clothes, and the hardi in puja represents health. You know, the world is now praising hardi, saffron. That is one of the mysteries, hardi and neem. The world is now discovering. And we have been preaching this 15,000 years now that hardi is a healthy alternative to medication. Neem leaf is healthy alternative to medication. And now the evidence is there and the world is now praising the use of hardi. The hardi is for health. The sindoor, the cotton wool that is offered in your puja, that is protecting your dignity, protecting yourself, because the clothing protects you from the harsh weather conditions, protect you from your dignity. So all the things that are important for you are presented to God in your puja, accompanied by the mantras. Now, when the mantras are being recited by the Baba, what happens is that it emanates an energy, and that energy is the benefit of your puja. Every sound carries with it certain energies, and the energy is absorbed by the soul. You see, the sound reconditions your own mental state. For instance, if you hear somebody crying, you don't know what they're crying about, but your eyes full of water, you want to cry too. You don't know what they're crying about. And on the other hand, if somebody laughing, they're laughing, you don't know what they're laughing about, you start to laugh too. So what happens is that when the sound that enters into your system, it creates a conditionality that is conducive to the sound that enters into your system. So if somebody crying, that makes you feel sad. Somebody laughing, sound, it makes you feel happy. So that sound, that the mantra of the Baba reciting in the puja, that sound enters into your subconscious mind and creates a condition, internal condition, that makes you feel connected, makes you get connected to Bhagwan. But if puja is going on here and you go on way down in the back, how much of that energy can you absorb? It is like a lamp is being lit here and you move away from the light, you get little or no light. But the closer you are to that light, the more you'd see brighter light. The same way with the puja. When you are invited to puja, you sit closely and you listen. So, you know, as a child growing up, parents say, "Oh, go and listen to the puja." Go and sit down there and listen to the sound of that mantras being chanted and sit in meditation, devotion. Leave all the small talk and old talk for after the puja. You have the whole day, the whole year, the whole lifetime to talk. While the puja is going on, try to talk to God. Because that is the whole puja exercise, is talking to God. We as human beings, my dear friends, we are the only ones in the creation who are privileged to talk to God. Think about what I'm saying. The dog, the ants, the fish, the bird, nobody have that privilege to talk to God. Only us human beings have that privilege to talk to God, to hold that conversation. And that conversation is absorbed by the soul. What is the puja procedure? The first puja is Ganesh puja. Anything that you do in life, in the Shiv Puran, it is explained the benefits of performing Ganesh puja. Those who perform Ganesh puja, tremendous benefit. Ganesh Bhagwan got that blessing from his parents. Jina Mata Pita ki Seva ki. Got that blessing from his parents that whosoever should worship you, Ganesh, would always find successful in life, always be successful in life. Whatever their challenges and their obstacles and their setbacks of life will always be successful. So even you're going to do a business, you're going to start a project, you're going to look for a job, pray to Ganesh Baba. Because he's called Vignaharan, the remover of all the obstacles. How Ganesh ji get that place and position? Mother and father Parvati and Shiva, they call their two sons Ganesh and Kartikeya and offer them a challenge that whosoever should go around the world first and come back, they will get a special prize. Kartikeya, his vahan or his mode of transport was the peacock. And as we all know, Ganesh Baba, his mode is the mouse. And he is huge with a big belly, as you can see in the murti. So how can one sit on a mouse? Look at how futuristic. Look at how futuristic Ganesh is. Go around the world on a mouse. You know we're doing that now. The computer mouse, www, going around the world, World Wide Web. That is how futuristic Lord Ganesh is. If you look at the picture of Lord Ganesh, he has an elephant head. That again is a futuristic, still to come. They're doing like kidney transplant and all different kind of, eventually, someday science will be able to give you human head transplant. That is how futuristic that is. So Ganesh ji realized that he wants to win that challenge. And Kartika take off, gone with his peacock, traversing the world. And Ganesh ji realizing that, okay, mother and father here. You see, all these are very important lessons for us, my dear friends. Ganesh ji realized that, okay, I will circumvent mother and father. They are my world. Jinamata Pita ki Seva ki. And he went around and you see, Ganesh is called the god of wisdom. He used his wisdom. He knows that he cannot go around the world, but parents, listen for us. All the children who still have their parents around, I want you to listen to this very carefully. Ganesh realized that parents is the world, is their world. And Ganesh ji went around and said that mother and father, you are my world. I've been around the world. They had no choice but to reward him of the presence. Now, the lesson for that, my dear friends, is that that individual who have the wisdom and the sense and the knowledge to worship their parents. In the Skand Puran, it is said that if you don't worship God at all, but you worship your parents, and their heart bless you, that, my dear friends, is the greatest blessing you could get in your life. And to that individual who allowed the tears of their parents to fall on them, it have no religion, it have no prayers, it have no scriptures to wash away that sin of the tears of your parents. So, my dear friends, because being a parent, those who are parents would understand what I'm saying. The parents will do the greatest sacrifice to make sure their child is okay. They would have their last dollar and they would say, oh, look, I wouldn't spend this dollar because I'm hungry, but I would hold that dollar and I'll give my child to go to school to buy books or to pay taxi or to buy shoes or whatever, to buy lunch in school. That is the sacrifice, the level of sacrifice that parents undergo. You pee the bed, they would put you in a dry spot and sleep in the pee, in the wet. That is love. In your life, from the moment that you're born in this world until you die, there is no one, absolutely no one who would care for you, love you, protect you, defend you, guide you like your parents. How much your friends say, my friend loved me, my boyfriend loved me, my girlfriend loved me, this one loved me, that one loved me, that is a different level of love. Parental love is a different level, my dear friends. So those of you who still have the blessings of your parents around, honor them, love them, cherish them, respect them, obey them, and let their heart bless you. That is the greatest blessing. Never, 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 ever hurt your parents. And remember that I'm saying this from a singhasan today, that your parents is your first and foremost God. As that bhajan says, Jin mata pita ki seva ko un tirthasthana kiyo na kiyo. That's the highest and the greatest devotion to God. Because when your parents bless you, that blessing comes from God through them to you. We are approaching in the next couple of weeks Pitr Paksh. And for those of you whose parents are no longer physically here, you can still do the needful by doing the Pitri offering and still obtain their blessings. This is why you have Pitr Paksh. So that those who have missed the bus, who have missed the opportunity to do the seva, service to their parents while they were alive here, when they are no longer here, you still have option to do the Tilanjali, take out food. And not only Hindus, every civilization from the beginning of time have recognized, my dear devotees, the importance of ancestral worship. Not only Hindus, even in Trinidad you'd find that certain times of the year they would go and clean the grave and offer candles and light and flowers and prayers and food. And Hinduism put aside a fortnight, 14 days, 2 weeks, Pitr Paksh time, that you do the needful. And I'll tell you something, when you make that offering, you see, long time people used to say, oh, that zombie thing, I ain't doing that, afraid. I had cause to explain to a gentleman one day. I said, listen, because he said, Baba, willing to do it, but afraid. I said, afraid what? He said, afraid the zombie. What zombie? I said, tell me something, your father, he worked all his life, he mined you, he sacrificed. He would do without a pair of shoes and make sure you have shoes. He could do without food and make sure you have food. Passage to go to school, send you to school. Anything that you want, he would provide for you. You are doing something good for him now. You think he would turn around and harm you? Say, oh God, Baba, I didn't think about it that way. We have to analyze, we have to apply logic in our thinking. Don't allow stupid talk and old talk to cause you to become misguided. And when I explained to him that way, he realized, he said, Baba, that is very true. Because if I'm doing something good for my pitris and my offering, because when we are living at this level of existence. When we die, we go at a higher level, but we do not have the vehicle, the instrument, the ability, the body to make the offerings. So therefore, it is incumbent upon us to do the needful offering on behalf of our pitras. All the offerings are made to Lord Krishna on behalf of the pitris. So that again is an important and integral part of your Hindu practices and exercises. So the Baba sit down there and starting to chant mantras and direct to the offering. My dear friends, when those offerings are being made, be focused and be attentive. I was doing puja one day, and the fella kind of big, so he sit down on a table, and they had the baby on the table, and they sit on the chair. And Baba said, I put the flowers there, and he put the flowers there, and he have his grandson playing with grandson, laughing with grandson. I said, wait. You have all the time to play with grandson. If either you do puja or you play with your grandson. If you want to play with your grandson, I go pick up my jaji bundle and go back home, and you play with your grandson. You cannot have. He was angry at first, but when he realized that where I was coming from, he apologized and he said, Baba, you are quite right. You see, when I do in puja, I don't mix matters. Either you do puja properly or don't do it at all. Because in puja, you are inviting God as a guest in your life. And how could you invite a guest in your life and be inattentive? talking to this one, talking on the phone. It don't work. It just cannot work. It's contemptuous. It is disrespectful. Because that's a very serious thing. If you invite somebody VIP in your home, you show that person respect and regard and attention. You don't invite a VIP in your house and he sit down there and you go on all talking to somebody, and so God becomes a guest in your home. When you offer the 16 modes of worship, the washing of the feet, flowers, perfume, food. Food is the next thing. Our Hindu tradition, our Hindu custom prescribes, my dear friends, that when a guest comes to your home, you offer him something to eat. Again, that have a secret in it, a science in that. If you go to a wedding, come and eat, come and eat, come and eat, the table ready, chairs ready, people waiting. In all my life, I have been to thousands and thousands of Hindu weddings. I have never yet seen food run out. And they keep announcing on the mic, all the tables ready, chairs ready, people ready to serve you, come and eat. The science behind that, my dear friends, is when you eat that food in the wedding house, your soul blesses the Dulaha and Dulahin that they would always have barakat in their home. When you go to a puja and you eat in the puja house, your soul blesses the host of the puja that their home must always have barakat. When you go to a bhandara and you eat that bhandara food, your soul blesses the... You see how scientific, how logical and simple that is? Blesses the soul. Under whose auspices that meal is provided by you. So this is why when you're having bhandara, you invite a lot of people and you feed them, so that their soul blesses the... So you invite God and you offer naived. This is our Sandra. She offered laddu and mohan bhog and all the things that are desirable by yourself are offered to God. Food and clothes and money and perfume and light, and everything carries with it very deep significance and meaning. So today, as I tell you this, whenever you are doing puja now, you would know the cause and the reason why you are doing what you are doing. The first puja that the Baba will perform is called Ganesh Puja. Why? The Samukasche Kadantasche Kapilo Jakarnaka, to clear your mind of the obstacles, the mental blocks. Anything that you're doing in life and you want it to be successful, pray to Ganesh Baba first. You're stepping out of your home to go and do a business, you're going to buy a car, you're going to buy a house, you're going to do whatever business, investment, mission. As you're stepping out, you pray to Ganesh Baba. Assured success. But if you're leaving your house and say, well, going by, I ain't sure if I will get through, I ain't think I'll get through, you create obstacles right away. You create that barrier, that blockage. You go to a positive mind and positive mental attitude. You pray. Just like that young boy, KFC addict, he prayed sincerely. When I performed that puja the first time, for him, for that common entrance, because the second time when he had 14 plus, he reminded, he said, Mama, go talk to Baba and get a date for the prayers, because we have 14 plus coming up. You have to be serious and be attentive if you want to be successful. So you perform Ganesh Puja, Pratham Puja, Ganesh Baba. Because Ganesh Baba get that blessing from parents, Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati, that whosoever should worship you, Lord Ganesh, would always be successful in life, would always have success. The importance and the value of fasting. Fasting from the wrong types of foods is very important, because you are eating sickness. And you are eating sickness, and that, my dear friends, is destroying little children now, getting sicklier. In my days, well, when I was growing up, You have to be 70 years, 80 years before you think about wearing glasses. But I just wear glasses, eh? I ain't quite 80 yet. Just a few days again. But you know, eat the right types of food. So physically, from the history of mankind, we are the sickliest and the weakest we have ever been. In the history of mankind, we are going down a slippery slope. Physically, mentally, now people can't remember their own phone number. Just now they can't remember their own name. You ask somebody where's their phone number, say, Baba, wait, eh? And they have to look for their brains to find the memory, to find their phone number. So, physically, we are the weakest and sickliest we have ever been. Mentally, we are the sickliest and the weakest we have ever been. And spiritually, we are the sickliest and the weakest we have ever been. Now, I have seen in my short lifetime the drastic and rapid decline of spirituality. Now people think it hard to pray. You know when they would pray? When they point the finger, they go to God, and when the pain finish, they take God and wrap him and chuck him in the back pocket until they point the finger again. You know what I mean by that? This is the relationship we're cultivating with God. You know why? They figure if they spend 10 minutes in temple or 10 minutes in prayer, they become 10 minutes poorer. Because they engage in something called a rat race. They want to have a bigger car and a bigger house and more money and more job and more. In closing, I would say this, my dear friends. You see this thing they call attachment is the source of all your distress, pain and agony. Attachment and desires. That is the source. And think about what I'm saying here tonight in closing. Desires and attachment are the source of all the misery in our life. All the troubles and pains and disaster in our life is triggered by these two mental conditions. You know, people say, I can't live without that, or I can't live without he, or I can't live without she, or I can't live without that. That attachment is disaster you are planting in your own life. And desires, I want that. Because the desires, anybody here ever try to full a strainer? Take the coffee strainer and hold it under the pipe and see if it would full. That is how desires are. The more you create desires, the more desires pile one on top of the other. You could never fulfill. You know, you tell yourself, if I get a new car, I'll be happy. When you get the new car, you want a new house, then you want a swimming pool, then you want a jet plane, and then you want a helicopter. And the desires, the chain of desires continues, never ending. In the Ramayana, well, we all know Seuri Katha, where Seuri asked Bhagwan, says that, Lord, tell me, I am a woman, I'm from a wild tribe, from the forest dweller, I can't read and write, I don't know prayers, I don't know mantras. But tell me, Lord, where's this whole thing about God and prayer and praying and religion? And Bhagwan Sri Ram says, Seuri, Manahu eka bhakti kara nata. Nata means relationship. Bhakti means devotion. That is the relationship you cultivate with God. Not how much flags you put down, or how much besna parsad you offer, or how much money you put on the bedi. The devotion is the key to your successful conduct of your puja. How much of yourself, how much of your sacrifice. I told about when you're having puja, go pick your own flowers, pick your own pan leaf, lipe your own bedi, and you see the joy and happiness in doing it. But if you sit down and say, well, you go and pick the flowers, you go and lipe the bedi, you go and make the parsad, you don't get no happiness, no peace, no joy. Because there are two opposing forces trying to pull you apart. One of them is called Satan. Satan goes, say, man, don't go no puja, we go in the bar and sit down and drink. God will tell you, go and buy a ripe fig and come in the temple here and sit down and pray. When you pray, you feel love, you feel peace, you feel happiness, you feel joy, you feel love. And when you go in the bar, you want to fight and kill and whatever. But the choice is yours. Karm pradhana Buchoon. Whatever you do, you face the consequences and the results of your actions. So my dear friends, I would stop here for tonight. We'd have bhajan, and then we'd have the Purnahuti, and then we'd have the Arti. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Mahadeva Sabna Dharak Vala Shivaji Damaru Avala Ji Damaru Avala Upkarak Sarana Bole Nath Ji तो जाई रे हो महादेवा सर से तेरी बहती गंगा काम मेरा हो जाता चलता काम तेरा जब लेता महादेवा शंकर नाथ रे ओ मेरा भोला है बननारी करे नंदी की सवारी भोलेनाथ रे ओ शंकर नाथ रे ओ गौरा बांगन करके बोली तेरे साथ नभूत की ताली मेरे नाथ रे ओ शंकर 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 नाथ रे
एक बार बोलो श्री गणेश भगवान की जय. My dear friends, at this time we do Purnahuti. The Purnahuti is in the corner on the Bedi. I'd ask that we all please stand as I recite the mantras, my dear friends, in your own heart, in your own mind, in your own expression, because you know your problems of life more than anybody else. So you talk to God. That is the word of prayer, that is the meaning of prayer, that's the act of prayer, that's the definition of prayer, divine communication. And today you are afforded that blessed opportunity to talk to God. You relate your problems, your issues, your challenges, your difficulties, because you know your problems, nobody else does. As I read the mantras, recite your problems. Hari Om Samukha Asyaika Dantasya Kapiloja Karnaka Lambodarasya Vikito Vignanasho Vinayaka Dhumraketu Ganarikshe Bhalachandra Gajananam Dwadashetana Namani Patestandu Yadapi Vidyarambe Vishya Praveshi Nirgamitata Sangrame Sankatasya Vignasasana Jayate Shuklambar Dharam Devam Shashivarnam Chitubujam Prashnavaranam Dhayate Sarva Vignopashanti Om Gam Ganapati Siddhi Vinayak Sriman Mahaganadipati Nama Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachate Purnasya Purnamadhaye Purnameva Vashishyate Om. Repeat your wish 3 times. Om Sarvai Gwang Devi Gwang Purnagwang Bhyo Nama Swaha. The water around the fire. Papoham Papa Karmaham Papatma Papa Sambhava. The lota on the corner. Papatma Papa Sambhava Trahimam Pundarikangshe Sabhyantara Suchinama Yani Kani Cha Papani Janmantara Kritani Cha Tanatan Vanashwanti Pradikshana Pade Pade Om Namo Gam Ganapati Ganeshaya Gam Ganapati Ganeshaya. Take the flowers and fan that fire that may that energy spread east, west, north, south, protect, purify, bless. Hari Om Vanaspati Rasodhuto Gandhatam Gandhotram Agrya Sarva Devanam Dhupoyam Pradikritam Yani Kani Cha Papani Janmantara Kritani Cha Tanatana Vanashwanti Pradikshana Namaha. Everybody lift your hands, palms facing that fire to absorb the energy that Bhagavan. Today I seek your blessings, Ganesh Baba, of wisdom, of inner strength, of spiritual strength, of guidance and protection. Ek baar bolo Sri Ganesha Bhagwan ki jai. We'll have Arati at this time. The Arati. Hari.
जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाके पार्वती पिता महादेवा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाके पार्वती पिता महादेवा एक दंत दयावत चार भुजधारी एक दंत दयावत चार भुजधारी माथे पे सिंधु तो है मुझे की सवारी दुखियों के दुख हरत परमानंद देवा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा
देवा हो देवा गणपति देवा 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 अंधन को आंख देते गोली को गाया अंधन को आंख देते कोरी को काया पाचन को पुत्र देते निर्धन को माया बहुत पार करो ना बहुत पार करो ना ते भजन करो तेरा जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा देवा हो देवा गणपति देवा 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 जो तेरे जानवर ज्ञान मिले उसको जो तुझे और बल जाऊं मैं किसको जो तेरे जानवर जान मिले उसको तो तुझे और बल जाऊं मैं किसको हे देवा कृपा करो हे देवा कृपा करो भजन करो तेरा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा देवा हो देवा गणपति 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 देवा जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा देवा गणपति देवा देवा गणपति देवा जय 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 गणपति देवा जय 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 गणपति देवा जय 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 गणपति देवा गजानना हे गजानना गजानना हे गजानना गजानना हे गजानना गजानना हे गणपति देवा जय 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 गणपति देवा जय 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 गणपति देवा माता पार्वती पिता महादेवा माता पार्वती पिता महादेवा माता पार्वती पिता महादेवा माता पार्वती पिता महादेवा गजानना हे गणपति देवा गजानना हे गणपति देवा जय 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 गणपति देवा माता पार्वती पिता महादेवा माता पार्वती पिता महादेवा माता पार्वती पिता महादेवा माता पार्वती पिता महादेवा गजानना हे गणपति देवा गजानना हे गणपति देवा जय 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 गणपति देवा जय 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 गणपति देवा जय 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 गणपति देवा गणपति देवा गणपति देवा गणपति देवा गणपति देवा गणपति देवा गणपति गणपति देवा
गजानन स्वामी की जय, श्री उमापति महादेव की जय. My dear friends, let us all put hands together and talk to God. Practice that act of divine communication. Bade bhagya manush tana pawa. We as human beings, we are blessed with that opportunity and that privilege, that prerogative to divine communication. And today, through the management committee of this mandir, you are afforded this opportunity to have that divine conversation. As I do the closing prayer, in your own heart, in your own mind, in your own words, in your own expression, give thanks to God. Seek your divine guidance. Practice to talk to God. Let us pray. Hari Om. Take a flower in your hand. Om Namaste Gananathaya Gananang Pataye Nama Bhakti Priyaya Devasya Bhaktibhya Sukhadayaka Om Swananda Sinetubhyam Siddhi Buddhi Barayacha Nabhasho Khaya Devaya Dundusha Jayate Nama Om Varda Bhauhastaya Namaha Om Varda Bhayahastaya Namaha Om Varda Bhayahastaya Namaha Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Bandhu Chasakha
Tvameva Sajandravira Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva
Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Ganapati Baba Moria Ganesh Bhagwan ki jai Satya Sanatan Dharma ki jai Sakal Panth ki jai jai Sitaram. God bless you. Please take your seats. You'd have Arti and Prasad and Bhojan. I'd call on an executive member of the Mandir to tell you about the Bhojan part. So, my dear devotees, tomorrow evening, 5 o'clock, the Baba will be here to anybody who wish to make their preparations and their offerings and things. And I would really like to see more Srotas. Sandra tell me she's feeling very lonely up there all by herself. So we want to see, I know a long time the stage used to be full of Srotas. I know people get scarce now. Or like I said, people dropping out of worship. So at this time, I hand over to any member of the Mandir to give thanks and to remind you about the Bhojan part.
Sitaram, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to thank Pandit Vishnu for blessing us with his presence this evening and his wonderful discourse and words of advice. I really appreciate everything you have said this evening, and I'm sure I share the sentiments of each and everyone here this evening. I look forward to having you tomorrow as well, although we wouldn't be here. But everyone, please come out and bring a friend and bring more people to sit down and do puja as well. Right? Bhojan is prepared for each and everyone. There is Parsad as well, I believe. So please stay, partake, and those of you who haven't made your offerings as yet, please feel free to do so at this point while we continue singing bhajans as well. Thanks to everyone who contributed for this yajna thus far and going forward as well. Thank you very much for all your contributions and support. Thank you and Sitaram.